real people, real convo.
I'm Peter Bailey. Now back in Miami from hitting the road with Big Sean, I invited our Rocsi Diaz to share a nightcap on Biscayne Bay. On this picturesque Magic City evening, the bodacious 106 & Park host dished on her foray into Hollywood, the recent controversy surrounding Baton Rouge MC Webbie, finding love amid the cameras, and being an icon to young women.
NBC, you're putting my life in jeopardy right now. This guy has no idea what he's doing on this boat, and it's a nightcap, but it's during the day, but we're not getting into the specifics about it right now. You're watching Peter Bailey right now. Focus on, see, where are you going? What are you doing? This is terrible.
I got you.
I did not sign up for this.
I got you. I'm Peter Bailey, and I'm on beautiful Biscayne Bay with the very beautiful, sultry Rocsi Diaz.
I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me on the Bay, Rocsi.
This is the best interview ever already.
Great.
Already.
Good.
Every interview should be on a boat.
Cool. So you're here in Miami celebrating your birthday.
Yes.
You spent a lot of time in Miami. Why Miami?
You know, I've always been a beach water girl. I need sun and fun, and this is the closest thing I could get to, unless I'm going to the islands. So Miami is a quick trip from New York. It's fun, and my best friend lives here too, so it's kind of really easy.
Flash forward to BET, millions of people watch you every week. Essentially, you're one of the gatekeepers of the culture. How has that road been, basically being the voice of so many young folks in urban culture?
I'm just so glad to be part of such a great establishment. And you know, 106 & Park means so much to just the hip-hop community in general, and we're so lucky and blessed to still have an outlet. When you look at other networks, you look at your MTVs and your VH1s, they're not playing videos anymore. And I always laugh at artists who break their necks to go to different networks when they don't even play their videos, and we play the videos still. And we're like one of the very few, if only the only countdown show that's really left in entertainment right now.
Rocsi, you're kind of expanding outside of the vein of just 106 & Park.
Yes.
You have a new movie coming up. How did that come about?
Well, I have actually 3 different projects that are coming out in 2012.
Wow.
I finally got my acting career on. It came about through word of mouth. People started hearing that I was acting, and little cameos, you know, started just helping out the gossip and the rumor mill in the industry that she's actually acting, y'all. So the project 1, which is Gang of Roses 2, is going to be really fun. It's a Western, and I thought, hey, I think that's a completely different light to be in a Western. I get to ride horses and play in the dirt. It's definitely a different look. So little did I know it was going to be 100 degrees in California as we were shooting in the desert. What a look. It was, and I have on this cowboy Western gear. It was hot as hell. It's definitely not a vacation. But I think it's just part of the natural progression. You know, I come from radio. I'm hosting now and starting to DJ, and now going into acting.
You know, Rocsi, speaking of natural progression, you do a lot of work with young girls, you know, because in many sense, you're a role model, you're an icon to them. How is it being a woman in an industry so driven by machismo? Like, how do you kind of keep that fine line?
I have great friends that will tell me no. I think too many people have yes men in the industry. My friends or my circle are people that I've been knowing for over 10 years. They know Raquel, they don't know Rocsi. You know, they can't even fix their mouths to call me Rocsi. And I think that it's very important to have a balance of a foundation of really good people around you to keep you humble. And I'm very spiritual. I'm a church girl, so you know, I'm a Christian-based girl, and I believe in karma, so I don't believe in treating people bad. You know, what goes around comes around.
Interesting. Speaking of those male fans, many of your male friends, is Rocsi single?
Rocsi is single. I am single. I'm focused. I think it's unfair to, and don't get me wrong, like I date, like I'll go on a date or something like that, and I've tried the boyfriend thing, and it's just really, really hard to be able to give somebody time that you can't even give yourself. So I think I'm still learning how to balance everything. It takes somebody really understanding to be able to deal with the rumors, deal with the people you surround yourself. I mean, look at you. You're a great-looking guy. You know, any guy would be jealous if I have a boyfriend. He'd be like,
I know, what is he doing on a boat?
So you're on a boat with a sexy guy? What's going on? Like, you know, so it takes somebody that's very, very secure to be able to date any woman in the industry.
Exactly. Interesting. I got to touch on it. the recent issue with BET and Webbie. What exactly happened?
It's really sad that it was taken to the extreme not to the extreme, excuse me, but it was the way it was looked upon, and it's like, oh, you know, he was banned, and I think that any light, you have sisters, cousins, aunts, your mother,
I love her,
you know, and any light that a woman feels that she was disrespected, and I have thick skin, I don't, you know what I'm saying, but when you're at your job and somebody sexually harasses you in a manner that is very vulgar and disgusting, you know, I have no shame of sticking up for myself and telling you that you're improper right now. I'm at work, we're in a set, there's children around us, you know, you're really out of line right now. And I think that people should more so applaud a woman sticking up for herself and the people around her for sticking up for herself than allowing that kind of behavior to happen. And I think that we allow that behavior to happen too much in our society, and we don't put light on people being inappropriate. And it's okay, ladies, to speak up and say, no, I don't like to be spoken to in that manner, you know. And I respect myself, and I respect others, and I treated him I was a fan. I still am a fan because I'm from New Orleans. I'm from Louisiana. He's from Baton Rouge. I love his music. I bounced with it, the best of them, you know. But to have somebody that you really were a genuine fan of to turn around, and I understand maybe there was some type of little crush, but you still, there's a manner in which you speak to people, and he disrespected me, and Terrence stood up for me, I stood up for myself, and the network would not allow anybody to come and disrespect their host in that manner, and it had to have been severe enough for it to, it wasn't like just a blow-up situation, it was really inappropriate, and it's really sad, and I just hope that he just understands it, you know, and it's never been an apology, it's just been like more of a upsetting incident from he can't be on BET no more, where it's not been like, I'm sorry. But his management and everybody has reached out, and they've been super duper nice, and wait, it's gonna be a wet t-shirt contest because it's a white t-shirt right now. But his management and everybody have been super duper nice, and they reached out to me and they apologized. And I think that they've had problems with him before. I think if you YouTube him, you can see other interviews where he's been very, very inappropriate. I got a short end of the stick where some other women have gotten from him, which was really, really, really sad.
And finally, Rocsi, you know, your story seems so dynamic, just coming from wherever you come from, and just having a voice for women. You talked about possibly wanting to pen your life story. Yeah,
well, not pen my life story.
But have someone.
It's more like a conversation or an interview with my younger self.
Wow.
I have a lot of young women who come up to me and they ask me, how did I get over? You know, my main thing was I was anorexic when I was in school, when I was in high school, and dealing with a lot of physical self-esteem issues. So, in part of speaking about that, being very open and candid about how I used to starve myself, what I used to do, you know, and then speaking about this industry, and guys, it's not what you see in the magazines or on TV, you know, there's more to it to make that one person look the way they look, you know. And I think it's really important to shed light on that. And I get a lot of women that ask me, how do I get in? What do I do? You know, and I started very, very young, so why not help? You know, why not be a voice?
I'll buy that book.
You'll buy a book?
Of course.
It's not gonna have any pictures.
We want the pictures.
Sorry, maybe some pictures.
Just a
couple.
Rocsi, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for the boat ride.
Of course.
This is a great conversation.
Thank you.
So can we go over to the Bahamas real quick?
It's real people, real convo.